So good evening, citizens, council, and staff. I call the City Council meeting of November 21st, 2017 to order. Clerk Hefner, could you call the roll?
Mayor Beckman.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Brinkman.
Here.
Councilmember Cole.
Here.
Councilmember Cernanek.
Present.
Councilmember Valdez.
Present.
Councilmember Hopping.
Here.
And Councilmember Clark.
Could you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have an agenda. It's been posted and presented to City Council. Are there any changes or additions to the agenda? Tonight's agenda is different than most of them that we see each week. We have a normal council meeting that we have to conduct, and we have about 4 pieces of business that as a council we have to act on, and that includes voting, motions, seconds, those kinds of things. We have to get that done, and then we're going to move to the part of the agenda that changes because tonight's a big night. We're going to recognize the folks who are leaving, and we're going to swear into the new council for the next 2-year session, 4 new council members. Very exciting, and we'll have the judge here to do that. So we're going to move through our normal agenda at first, so please be patient because we do have to do that. The other thing is, I think it's the charter that says 7 p.m. is the time to make the change. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock? So if we can do this in an hour and a half, we'll be on schedule. I think we can do it in about 20 minutes. Thank you.
Good man.
First item on the agenda is public comment. Again, we're going to have a packed agenda, and we will have an opportunity later for some public recognition. I understand some people would like to come forward and make comments about the council and the events of tonight that are different than usual, but we still do have a public comment session. Public comments is an opportunity for anyone to express an opinion or ask questions that are not part of the public hearing. An immediate response should not be expected. We ask that anyone who would like to speak during public comment, please sign in on the green card. I have that now. We expect the comments to be civil. Disrespectful behavior will not be tolerated. There is a 3-minute time limit. And if the record would note that Councilmember Clark is present also. We have several speakers. The first one is Heidi Schlossberg, and I noticed that there's going to be 2 speakers. Heidi Schlossberg followed by Denise Kenny, and they would like to have themselves follow each other. So, Heidi?
Did we approve the agenda and I was asleep?
Yes.
Jeez. Man, so exciting. I got distracted.
Mayor?
You have, yes, you have 3 minutes.
I
Yes,
couldn't
ma'am.
see because of my glasses. Thank you.
Okay.
My friend isn't here. She's running late. She usually comes, we come together usually for school board stuff. So I'm a little nervous. I'll try to be quick, and then maybe you'll afford us the chance when she comes back and let us know when to come back up. So
Can I just comment? You have signed up a couple times for different
wasn't
comments.
sure which way I should do it.
Okay, so the rule will be you'll have an opportunity to speak for 3 minutes, and you can pick the topic.
Okay, and then when she comes, we can come.
And then she can speak also for 3 minutes.
Okay, I
Okay,
just
so you
wasn't
just get
sure.
a 3-minute shot.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So my name's Heidi Schlossberg, and usually I'm speaking about the Littleton Public School stuff that's gone on with the shootings and the suicides. But I came for 2 reasons. One, I didn't realize, which maybe we can talk about the second time, about SRO money being allotted, and that it directly affects the issues of the National Violence Report that asks that there be more counselors hired. So parents that couldn't come tonight wanted me to speak about that as well. So, but I want to talk about, I just want to read something that was given to the volunteers for the, I'm sorry, forgive me, my eyeglasses are kind of, Littleton Police Citizen Academy Alumni Association. So on November 8th, there was a flyer sent out unbeknownst to the neighbors in my neighborhood, which is small. We're having a full SWAT scenario Wednesday, November 15th. This is dated November 8th. Need approximately 12 volunteers to be actors. The tentative time will be showing up at the venue, meaning our homes, around 5 p.m. and go for 4 hours, give or take. It says this is an exciting opportunity to assist your police department in an important phase of their training. I'm sure that you will find the experience gratifying. So obviously that didn't go well because I'm here for that. And despite the claims of a person who was claiming to be the HOA rep, but then claimed later not to be, you can't have either or like that, this was not gratifying, nor was it exciting for my family and for other families that have reached out to me. And they will be coming to the, mayor, to speak to the mayor at a later date. They're away right now, some of them. But I just want to quickly, briefly, I'm just going to give my brief story so that people understand how that affects people like us. So my son was in the shooting. He was in a targeted classroom. Thank God he didn't die. I didn't know if he was dead or alive for about 25 minutes. We weren't told, you know the whole story, most of you, of the shooting. Many people haven't read the national violence reports, which basically said there were many failures. In addition to that, my family in 1998 had 12 or 10 heavily armed with live ammunition SWAT team people in our bushes in Massachusetts. And we were afraid of getting shot. I was 9 months pregnant. They were there for an inappropriate raid on somebody else's, for someone else, and it had nothing to do with us. So my son, who's an actor, is in New York City now. He was at Littleton. He was at Arapahoe, but we moved him to Littleton. He attends the Adler Conservatory on the very same street in Chelsea where the bombs went off. An hour before
Heidi,
he
we're
went
running out of time. It's just the 3 minutes, so.
Sorry. So long story short, we were also at Times Square the day before the guy mowed down 30 people. So my point is, and those of my neighbors, and we'll come back another day to talk about this, is that there shouldn't be any SWAT teams in populated areas. I had documents from my neighbors saying that, and we would appreciate that they be done in taxpayer-funded facilities that are not in populated areas, irregardless of whether there are,
Thank you very much.
weaponry there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is Denise here now? You'll see her. She'll walk in. Okay, because I'm going to call the next speaker then, Pam Chadbourne.
I'm Pam Chadbourne. I live a block and a half from here, and all I'm going to say tonight is last time I got to thank a couple of members, but tonight I'd like to thank the 4 members who are leaving. Didn't expect to have 4 new members, and so thank you very much for your service. I really appreciate it, and we'll see what happens after, but thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pam. I'm going to close this part of the agenda. I wanted to give that other person, if she was here, an opportunity to speak. Denise? I don't see her. She's not here. Okay. We have to stay on our schedule. We're going to move to consent agenda items. That's agenda item 5. Consent agenda items may be adopted by a single motion. All ordinances must be read by title prior to a vote on the motion, and any consent agenda item may be removed at the request of a council member. We have 3 items. The first one is 5A, Resolution 42-2017, a resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement between Littleton Public Schools and the City of Littleton for school resource officers. Agenda item 5B is Resolution 52-2017. It's a resolution approving an agreement between the City of Littleton and the Greenway Foundation for participation in the environmental pool for conservation and restoration of the South Platte River. Item number 5C is ID 17-322, approval of the November 7th, 2017 regular meeting minutes. Can I get a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of consent agenda items 5A through 5C.
Second.
We have a second. Is there any discussion? Ready to vote?
The vote is 7 in favor. The motion carries unanimously.
This brings us to agenda item 6, ordinances for first reading, but we have none tonight. Agenda item 7 is ordinances for second reading and public hearing. We do have one item. This is agenda item 7A, ordinance 24-2017. It's an ordinance on second reading establishing the tax levy to defray the costs of municipal government of the City of Littleton, counties of Arapahoe, Douglas, and Jefferson, State of Colorado, for the city's fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2018 and ending December 31st, 2018. We've received information as a council on this on several different occasions. There is a staff member who could make a presentation if necessary. Does council have the need to talk to a staff member about this? I'm not seeing it. Okay. This is a second reading and requires a public hearing. I'm going to open the public hearing at 6:42. There is a sign-up sheet for this, and I do have somebody who has signed, and it is Heidi Schlossberg, and that is my only speaker. Could you?
Called me. She's lost, but
Okay.
she's trying to find her way here.
Okay. Well, I don't have, would you like to speak to this issue?
Yes, to the SRO issue?
Oh, could I get your name again for the record?
Oh, forgive me, which issue is it written down for?
The mill.
This is not the SRO issue.
This is an ordinance on second reading regarding a tax levy, so we've moved past the other.
Oh, no, I was for SRO as opposed
Okay.
to funding counselors, which is what the National Violence
Yeah, I'm
Expert
sorry,
Reviews recommended.
We're into the ordinances for second reading now.
Just so you know, a lot of parents would prefer counselors versus, and follow the recommendations of the National Violence Experts.
Okay, thank you. So we have no one who has signed up. Is there anyone who has missed the opportunity to sign up for the public hearing? I'm not seeing anyone. I'll close the public hearing at 6:43. If I could get a motion in a second.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve on second reading the ordinance establishing the tax levy of 6.662 mills to defray the cost of municipal government of the City of Littleton, counties of Arapahoe, Douglas, and Jefferson, State of Colorado, for the city's fiscal year beginning January 1, 2018 and ending December 31, 2018.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there a discussion? I'm not seeing any. Are we ready to vote?
The vote is 7 in favor. The motion carries unanimously.
This brings us to agenda item 8, which is general business, and we have none this evening. Agenda item 9 is always comments and reports, an opportunity for the city manager, the council, and the mayor to make comments. City manager, do you have any comments tonight?
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Council members, I'll start with Council Member Cole.
So just want to remind everybody, come out if you're still here Friday evening for the candlelight walk. And then in December on the 10th, Sunday, I think it starts at 6 o'clock, is Holiday Eve at the museum. Tickets are required for that. Sometimes the tickets sell out, but it's a delightful event with Candelaria lighting the trail around the lake, caroling, and in addition to the hot cider. Tim, what are we having for nibbles? He said a variety of cookies, cakes, and that sort of thing. But it is a delightful event. So hopefully you'll buy tickets. That helps support the Friends of the Library and Museum. Thank you.
Thank you. Council Member Clark.
Nothing.
Let's go to the far end. Council Member Hopping.
I just have a few things. First of all, it was pointed out to me this evening, I hope this isn't a comment, Peggy, on the difference between our work, but Peggy's name on the board is spelled with an O and mine is spelled with a 0. So I don't know what that means. But I'll just let that go at this point. There are 3 things that I've been working on that didn't make it to the finish line in time for me to go off council. And I'd just like to encourage the remaining council members from now and the new ones that are about to be seated to to consider these. One of these was voted on by this council to move forward, and that's design guidelines. This would start in our downtown area. The idea of the design guidelines, and these went through a whole public process in 2006, I believe it was. But it's to preserve our culture, and it's to preserve our culture while encouraging reinvestment in the community. What we are setting about to do, the direction that council gave staff, is to make those guidelines into standards. And there are a couple of steps we'll go through. There's a task force. I've been asked to be on that as an interested citizen. So that'll be coming forward. The second one is on suicide prevention. And Heidi, you mentioned that in the schools here, and we've been rocked by that lately. I'd like to encourage council to consider having a youth commission in Littleton. Centennial has one. At CML this year, Durango and Thornton had youth commissions, and they have a suicide prevention aspect to them that is student up. We have a lot of counselors, the kids, I've met with a couple of the kids, and they say, we have all this stuff coming down from the top. It's lava flow in terms of speed, and they want to do kids up stuff, and a youth commission is a way to do that. They go so far as to have youth on their boards and commissions. So you get good youth representation, a good way to get them involved in the community, and it's solution-oriented. The third thing relates to South Platte Park. It came to our attention at a bird count thing a couple of weeks ago that somebody felt it was entertaining to harass owls in the park, nesting owls with drones. And that's just boneheaded. It's just idiotic. And why we have to have legislation to prevent people from flying drones at nesting great horned owls, I'll never know. But we do, apparently. And there is a national or federal legislation called the Migratory Bird Act, and that prohibits this type of activity. But there's not companion legislation in the city of Littleton. And that makes it a lot easier. Rather than calling the feds to come in and enforce an action, we can have our own police department enforce it. I spoke to the city attorney, and he's working on that, and he in turn spoke to the South Suburban attorney, and they're working to get that legislation to come through so Littleton can have companion legislation, and we can help protect not only owls, but all kinds of wildlife in the park. So, new council, I hope that you consider those and move forward with those. That's my report.
Thank you. Councilmember Cernanek.
Yes, just one item to share, and this one comes through the area aging. Jayla Sanchez-Warren, who's the executive director there, has been in contact with, of course, the folks dealing with the federal grant money that is promised but is caught up in Washington with continuing resolutions on this. And what it does impact is it impacts our transportation contractors for the county as well as a number of nutrition providers for our seniors. And right now, by gerrymandering some of the state money that's provided through this, okay through March, but pay attention to that. And this impacts some of our seniors that do receive transportation services, particularly where their appointments are outside of the city of Littleton, so they're not handled by our own transportation network. And some segments of the city are still served by nutrition providers that are stationed outside the city but provide service into the city. And so something to pay attention to. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Valdez.
The only thing I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for serving. I know how difficult it is to get up here every time you have to, and let alone running. Doug, thank you. That goes to you, too. I especially want to thank Mayor Beckman for his more than 35 years of service to the city of Littleton. Thank you very much, Bruce.
Thank you. Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Brinkman.
I have no report.
And Mayor, since Councilmember Cernanek was very nice when you guys celebrated my birthday, and he reminded me that he had a birthday coming up. I think now that's what, 2 days, 1 day? It's Not today, I think, is it?
I'm a senior, I can't remember.
Anyway, happy birthday, Phil.
Thank you. I'm the last person to have a report. I don't have a report tonight for this time, but I do want to comment on the agenda and where we're going with it. We have had a tremendous turnout in the election. The citizens have really taken to heart the importance of being involved in the election process. It's really a great thing that Littleton has committed, concerned, and involved citizens. So first of all, thanks to the citizens. Secondly, thank you to this council and past councils. You know, we all follow in the footsteps of some great people, and every council contributes in some way, and this council certainly has also. So thank you for that. And then finally, thank you to the new council members who have taken the plunge. The effort to be a council member is huge, and it's not one that's done lightly. So I want to take the moment to, as we move forward, say thank you to each one of those. And we move forward with a different agenda now from this point forward. We only do this every 2 years. We're going to have, and I'll summarize it for you, and then we'll move into it. We're going to have the recognition of the council members who are leaving. There are 4 of us. And we're going to have our city manager take charge of that. When he is done with that, we have to appoint a temporary chair. In other words, we're going to need somebody to take the proceedings to the next step, which is to swear in the new council and to determine who are going to be the mayor and mayor pro tem. And I'm no longer the mayor at that point. So it will be the, if council was to vote, which I think they will appoint the city clerk as that person. And at that point, I will turn over the gavel basically to the clerk, and all the council that exists as of this session will change to a council that exists for the next session. And the term that they use in this to say there's no more days left is sine die. So we'll announce that, and then we'll move forward with calling in the new council. So that's kind of how we're going to do it. It'll just take a few moments, and I'm pretty excited that this is just a great event for us to do every 2 years. So with that, I want to turn it over to Mark.
Good job, Phil.
Thank you, Jerry.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. I've got a few thoughts to share here for the outgoing city council. After I do that, I'm going to ask individually for them to come down. We have some gifts here that I'd like to share with them. We're going to have a few photographs taken. And then I'd like to ask that they return back to the seat, and I think we'll have an opportunity then to kind of comment on their service here to our community. I'm going to actually have the mayor at the very end, if you don't mind, Mr. Mayor. It is my real honor to recognize the council members that have now served this term for the city of Littleton. Council members Doug Clark, Phil Cernanek, Bill Hopping, and of course Mayor Bruce Beckman. Each of you has your own personal reasons for why you decided to serve our community. I can attest to all present that each of you have a real and sincere passion for our community. Each of you brought a set of values and experiences that added to the decisions and the future direction of our community. Governance is not easy, and at times it's not pretty. But our community is thankful for the positive influence and the lasting direction you have set for our community. Your time and commitment is not well understood beyond those in this room. I am sure if you knew up front the pay per hour, you might reconsider whether or not you have run for council. However, I know that each of you have put into this position, and I personally want to thank you for your support of me, this organization, and our community. There's someone else I think we should also recognize, and that is each of your spouses. The work is hard, and without their support, I know that it would not have been possible for you to fulfill your commitment and, more importantly, your hopes and dreams for this community. So I recognize also your spouses. I saw a quote once about public service, and I'm not quite sure who to attribute this to, but I think it's appropriate. I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know, the only ones among you who will really be happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. I know that each of you will be happy and proud of your service. So thank you. And with that, I would ask Councilmember Doug Clark to join me here at the podium. I have a couple of gifts for you. Join me up here. The first and most important are the flowers for your spouse. We also have a gift packet here of chocolate here from our Main Street businesses. Great, thank you. And wouldn't be complete without you taking your picture.
Please.
And I think is really a token of our appreciation for your service here to the City Council of Littleton. We have put together kind of a picture here from our community with a tag at the bottom, Doug Clark, Littleton City Council, 2015 to 2017. Thank you, Doug. I really appreciate
it. We're going to take a couple pictures there, Doug, as soon as.
Yeah, so we'll turn around, Doug. Here, we're going to, sorry, we're.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Jeez. They didn't wait at all. It wasn't even cold.
And let me, I'm going to take a picture here of us, Cassie, shaking hands here, please. All right, great, thank you. So, Councilmember Clark, I think you have an opportunity if you'd like to share a few thoughts about your service.
I'm just honored to have had the ability to serve the citizens of Littleton, and I wish the new council all the luck in the world in going forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I just mention that may be the shortest speech Doug has ever given?
It was very Jerry-like.
Yes. Councilmember Phil Cernanek, would you please join me at the podium? Again, the most important present up front, the flowers for your spouse. Yes. Thank you, Phil. Our gift basket, chocolate from downtown Main Street. Again, your picture here. Very nice picture. And again, picture here from within our community. At the bottom says Phil Cernanek, Littleton City Council, 2009 to 2017, Mayor, 2013 to 2015. All right, thank you, Phil.
I didn't have my makeup on, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to go up there.
Okay.
I just want to briefly make a comment about a few reminiscings, I think. One is the opportunity to work with the youth in the community. Was invited to Macintosh Academy as they won their solar panel and solar energy piece. And it was wonderful to see the students dancing and singing, and they had a chance to reprise that after the project was completed. But also the opportunity to go out to some of the schools and talk with them around career days and some of the government clubs that are there, because the children are our future. The opportunity to address the community on Veterans Day and share my dad's story My dad, who's been the model of my service and how he gave of himself and continues to give with his volunteer work at the age of 94. Also had the opportunity to visit Australia. Kathy and I attended a wedding of a friend. They had their first child about a week and a half ago. But while we were in Australia, I had a chance to visit our sister city of Bega, and had a chance to spend some time with Mayor Michael and his wife there. And it was quite a treat to have the city of Littleton recognized with the Littleton Cafe that's right across from their city center that's there. And another, my grandfather was an immigrant, and the opportunity to be present during the term for the opportunity that Littleton has, which not all municipalities have the opportunity to do that, which is to swear in new citizens of this wonderful United States. And I just want to say thank you to the citizens, particularly of District 3, that have allowed me to serve the city as a council member. Thank you.
All right, Councilmember Bill Hopping, please. Our flowers, chocolate basket. Ah, there we go. Very good. Nice touch. Gift basket of chocolates. Your outstanding picture.
I think that'll look good in the bathroom.
Is that the same tie? Same tie?
It is the same tie. I only have one tie. So.
At least you have a tie.
Yeah.
And Bill, we have, of course, our picture here from our community. At the bottom, it says Bill Hopping, Littleton City Council, 2015 to 2017. Thank you, Bill. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Thank you, Bill.
I appreciate that, Mark, and I shouldn't take more than 20 minutes here, Jerry. One thing I didn't learn from Jerry is how to speak briefly, but I would like to thank everybody. I'd like to thank our council. We're all different, and that's the way it should be. There should be 7 different people up here, and that's the way the system is set up, and it's a strength of the system. I'd like to thank Kathy, my young bride, and Alec, our son. They've been a wonderful source of support in many ways. I'd like to thank the voters who put me here, because it's been an honor to be your representative, and I hope I've served you well. I've really made an effort to balance the future, the current needs of the people in the community with the future needs of the city. And that's not always an easy act, because a lot of times those are in conflict. And I would ask that you entertain that thought as the new council tries to do their work. It's a very difficult job. I'd like to give a big shout out to the staff. In my work, my day job, I travel around the country and I do hotel work. I interact with cities in many of the states. I think I've worked in 28 states now. And in those interactions, I've learned that this is a special staff, and it takes a special staff to make Littleton a special place, and I thank you. So with that, I'd like to make a little comment about government, what it is and how it's different. And it was interesting to be elected, because one day you're a citizen and everybody's saying, whatever those assholes doing, you know, what's going on, you know. It's terrible, and we are bad people. Excuse me, that was just kind of came out there. But but when you go from a citizen to an elected official, all of a sudden you're a bad guy. All of a sudden you're one of the gang. You're one of the oppressors. You're one of the evil. But there was a guy named Abe who said, "We're a government of the people, by the people, and for the people," and that's you. It's all of us, and that's our obligation, is to do that. And in many ways, we live in a 241-year-old experiment on volunteerism. Volunteerism is unique in the United States in the strength of what we do here. And it is important that that continues, and it's really part of our DNA and our culture. And sure, we have a lot of paid staff. We have professional city managers. We have a municipal judge. We have an attorney. We have all kinds of help. But we have a driving force in this city in every place. Our boards and commissions are important to us because that's volunteerism. And we get people that come in and they do work that we don't have time as a council to do. We don't have the opportunity to really become experts in a given area. Our museums, our libraries, our historic preservation, planning, all these different entities in the city. So step forward and make Littleton special. Be part of the people and by the people. Make this happen. Keep it working. Interviews for those boards and commissions are in January, so step forward. Do it. Encourage other people to do it. Applications are available from our city clerk. One last thing, and that's to vote. I was in the general store, I office just above it, about 2 weeks ago, and there were a couple of millennials in there talking about how they didn't vote. They said it doesn't matter, the system's rigged against us. And I just about went off. Now, I grew up in a household with World War II parents, and we were taught at an early age to vote. It was just ingrained in us. But I'll tell you when it hit me. When I was a young man, I was in Berlin. And the wall was up, and a bunch of us, there were about 7 or 8 of us, horsing around by the wall. We were making fake runs at it like we were going to climb over as though we'd want to go to the east. But we were doing that, and the wall was built in such a way that they bring it up to an apartment building and just incorporate that into the wall. And one of the guys went, "Stop!" And there was a chill in his voice that I'll never forget. And I looked up, and there, on about the 3rd floor, is an East German guard with a machine gun on us. And that's when I knew what freedom meant. So vote. It's been an honor, and I thank you.
Yeah.
Mayor Bruce Beckman, please. Good job. Bruce, we have our gift basket, and of course, the flowers were the most important. You know, yes. All right, Bruce, we have, of course, your picture here that we'll pass on. And once again, we have a picture from our community, Bruce Beckman, Littleton City Council, 2011 to 2017, Mayor, 2015 to 2017. So, thank you, Bruce. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Bruce. Mr. Mayor and Council, we have an additional presentation or recognition here of our outgoing City Council members.
Yeah, I'll get to speak here in a second. We have some citizens that asked for a little bit of time to make a recognition also, and I don't know, I only know of this group. There may be all kinds of people here that want to give us candy and pictures and things, but maybe they're the only ones.
Did you say we appreciate cash?
Yeah, Steve, it's your. It's,
You didn't say that. Hi, I'm Steve Horges, President of the Littleton Business Chamber, and we are a total volunteer organization, so we get it. And I'd like to tell you that we're really excited about the growth of our organization. We started in September. We've grown 150%, and the buzz that we're getting from the business community, individuals, city staff, council has really provided us with a lot of fuel. The 2C2D initiative could not have come at a better time. We got behind it with our money and effort and even shoe leather. These guys walking up and down the street, holding up signs. It was really cool. But we really look forward to working with the city on many other projects in the future. And I'm going to turn that over to Cal.
Your name and address, please, Kyle.
Pardon?
Your name and address.
Oh.
And your green card.
And your green card.
Cal Mura. Hello and good evening. First of all, on behalf of the Littleton Business Chamber Board of Directors, we want to thank you all for allowing us to join you tonight. We are here not only to celebrate and congratulate the newly elected city council members, but also to thank the outgoing members for their dedication and service to this community we call Littleton home. All of us here have a vested interest in our community. The Littleton Business Chamber want to be a bridge between the business community and city government and city council to work together on making the city a better place to live, work, and play. At the chamber level, we have been very busy promoting the businesses in the city government, and most of all, the positive feedback from the business community we have received. Our membership goals, when we started back in September 6th, was we were hoping for 40, but we were very more like 30. Well, as of yesterday, we are up to 55 members. The great news, these are paid members. And so far, not a single one of them asked us, what am I going to get for my money? It's a great honor to have this chamber started in Littleton. That's it. I want to thank you all for really volunteering your time, and especially your spouses as well, for putting up with you being away from home. Thank you.
I think Doug would be disappointed if I didn't say this, that now that we're done with the hugs and kisses on this, 2C, 2D, the tax issue. This business chamber is not for tax. This business chamber is for less government, for less tax, but what we care more about is you guys. We care more about our streets. We care more about the police department. We care more about the total environment of the community. And that's why we supported 2C, 2D. You guys know me, I'm a business guy. No tax, we don't want any tax. But we truly believe in this community. You know, this is a great place that you guys have helped really build. I mean, we have the Platte River, we have South Platte Park, we have light rail, we have Old Town, we have South Park. Where? South Park. You know, it really is. This is a special community that's worth fighting for. And the only jobs I can get is volunteering. Nobody wants me to do anything else. So I volunteer at South Park. I volunteer on my homeowners association. I volunteer on this. And to me, this community is worth it. And I want to thank you guys specifically for making me feel this way. I could not feel this way. I could not feel like we built a great police department, and I could feel like we don't have a good community. And and we're not fighting all for the same causes. I really believe that we are. And I think the adversarial pieces that we have are pretty okay. I think we got to have, the people that are here today all, questioning one another, looking at each other a little bit. And I'm really pleased that I get to be a part of this community, and I have my whole life. So I really thank you guys for making me feel like I do.
Thank you.
My name is Lee Renner. I'm retired. I've owned my own business for on and off for 40-some years. And when Cal and Pat came to me and said that this is what they were trying to do, is form a business chamber, and they told me their goals, as a retired businessman, I thought, this is what I want to get behind. And it's to help the city, it's to help the community, it's to make the community a better place. I never thought I'd be out marching with a sign, standing on Windermere and Littleton Boulevard for a couple hours, but I'm glad most of my family was out of town. But like I said, I've lived in Littleton for 39 years, raised 3 kids, went to Heritage. It's a great community, and I just want to thank the present board members and the new board members that are coming in. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Lee.
So we thought, since your time is up, the clock would be appropriate. Since you all guys are done. So we bought these little presents from the heart.
Thanks, Steve. I know how to do this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you, Cal.
So Pat and Steve and Cal and Lee, these nice clocks that you've given us here, do these go off like our email addresses do and they blow up at midnight?
No.
Careful.
If it passed by TSA.
You're a hustler.
Right? I'm a solicitor. We're having a big party.
Okay, so I'll read what's on the clocks. It has our names, and then it says, thank you for your dedication and commitment to the city of Littleton. And thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thanks. Good job.
So I didn't get to talk after receiving my recognition. I don't want to take a lot of time, but just this is the place to live, to work, to retire, to raise a family, to have a business. It is truly that, and we've always thought that if you've been in Littleton for any period of time, but son of a gun, we're starting to show up on the lists now. You start to see number 5, number 3, number 2, for all these different things. That didn't just happen. That's been in the works for years, and it's coming to a great peak right now, and it's such an honor to be part of the Littleton that is so special. Because I did. I came here as a 25-year-old, went to work for the city, met the greatest people in the whole world, and they continue to work here. You have people working in Littleton, see fire, police, the folks who work on the roads, the streets, the people that work within the buildings. These are great staff. They were my friends and family for 37 years. And then I got to continue on my service. I can't think of a greater opportunity that anybody has. And I would like to just wrap it up by saying thank you to my wife, Susan. And I know my kids are probably watching this on TV. I told them they didn't have to come, but we raised 2 great kids here in the city. What a great community. What a great place to grow up. It just doesn't get better. And then just finally, my wife and I were talking one day about winning the lottery and what we would do if we won the lottery. And after we talked about the different things, we both came to the conclusion we'd stay right here. This is where it's at. So thank you. I'm very proud to have been part of it.
On behalf of Inglewood, thanks for serving with us. And I would have brought a gift, but you didn't give us our use tax, so I couldn't afford it.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nothing bonds people like a breakfast at the water and sewer plant. Thank you very much for all of your service. It's been a pleasure serving with you.
Thank
guys.
you. Lorette Barentine, Inglewood City Council. Thank you. Okay, we want to get moving on to what is, for a lot of people in the room, a really big event. So let's get to it. The first thing we have to do, now this is agenda item 11, it's called appoint a temporary chair. And council, we have to make a decision to appoint somebody to take over, and I would like to get a motion, if I could, to appoint our city clerk as the temporary chair.
Do we appoint it, or does the new council appoint it?
No, we have to do it. We do it.
We do it?
And then we basically leave with her in charge to constitute the new council.
Mayor, can I make a motion?
Yes.
I'd like to move that we appoint temporary chair as the city clerk.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Council, are you ready to vote?
Can we amend the motion?
Ready for discussion?
How are you going to vote?
Can we table it?
Wow.
Do your last 6-1. It's his last vote. Let's see.
7-0.
Are you going to vote no?
Okay.
The vote is 7 in favor. The motion carries unanimously.
And then I get to agenda item 12, call the end to this council, sign a day. Leave a nice counter here for the next council to sit down on. Huh? Okay, and you're in charge. It's all yours.
You're just a citizen. Hit the road, man.
Good evening, everyone. I call to order at 7:24 the Littleton City Council meeting of November 22nd for administration of the oath of office to newly elected council members and election of the mayor and mayor pro tem. Once you have been sworn in to the new council members, please take a seat at the dais. They're not assigned seats at this point. Whomever the mayor is will decide where everyone sits. Judge Fellman, will you please come to the dais for the administration of the newly elected city council members?
All right. Good evening, and Mr. Driscoll. And if you'll hear the photograph.
Actually, I want you guys over there to take the pictures. Thank you.
Being a judge is somewhat like being a stage director.
There you go.
Okay. Please repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I, Patrick Driscoll,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Littleton,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Littleton,
and will faithfully perform the duties
and faithfully will perform the duties
of council member,
District 1,
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll hold this and then I'll have you sign it. Okay. And now the signature.
We have 2 pens there.
Okay.
You'll sign the bottom of this one too. Okay.
Thank you. Congratulations again. Thank you. Ms. Fay? Good evening. And please raise your right hand. And I, and state your name,
Carol Fay,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Littleton,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Littleton,
and will faithfully perform the duties
and will faithfully perform the duties
of council member,
of council member,
District 3,
District 3,
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And we'll sign. If you'll please sign here and then here. Maybe this one will work better. There you go. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Delron? Good evening.
Evening.
Please raise your right hand. I, and state your name,
I, Karina Elrod,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Littleton,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Littleton,
and will faithfully perform the duties
and will faithfully perform the duties
of council member at large,
of council member at large,
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations. Where's that good pen? Let's use this one. And this also, please. Thank you. Congratulations again. And Mr. Schlachter. Good evening. Please raise your right hand. I, and state your name,
I, Kyle Schlachter,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Littleton,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Littleton,
and will faithfully perform the duties
and will faithfully perform the duties
of council member at large,
of council member at large,
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations. We'll get that, and then here too. We'll inform the city clerk. And then I'll-
for a while to get mine too.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to conduct roll call for this new meeting of the new city council members. Councilmember Brinkman.
Here.
Councilmember Cole.
Here.
Councilmember Driscoll.
Here.
Councilmember Elrod.
Here.
Councilmember Fay.
Here.
Councilmember Schlachter.
Here.
Councilmember Valdez.
Present.
Okay, this is our new council. Congratulations, everybody. Okay, next on our agenda is to accept nominations for the position of mayor. This is not a motion, this is just nominations. So do I have any nominations for mayor?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion, please. I'd like to nominate Councilmember Debbie Beckman for mayor.
Brinkman.
Brinkman, I'm sorry. That's for all those Valdezes you gave me.
Do I have any more nominations? Okay, I'll close the nomination period. This closes the nomination for mayor. I need a motion to appoint Debbie Brinkman as mayor for the city of Littleton for a 2-year term.
So moved.
Second.
I'm sorry? Who seconded?
Second.
Thank you. I'm going to have to learn your voices. I'll get there. Most of the time I don't have to look up, but okay. Any discussion? This is going to be a roll call vote. Councilmember Brinkman?
Yes.
Councilmember Cole?
Yes.
Councilmember Driscoll?
Yes.
Councilmember Elrod?
Yes.
Councilmember Fay?
No.
Councilmember Schlachter?
Yes.
Councilmember Valdez?
Yes.
Okay. Mayor Brinkman is now the mayor. And that vote was 6-1 with Councilmember Fay voting no. The motion carried. All right, now I'm going to take nominations for Mayor Pro Tem. This is not a motion, it's just a nomination.
I'd like to make a nomination to Jerry Valdez, to Jerry Valdez as Mayor Pro Tem.
Do I have any other nominations? I'll close the nominations. I need a motion to appoint Councilmember Valdez to Mayor Pro Tem for a 2-year term.
So moved.
Second.
Oh, this pen. Sorry. Okay, this will also be a voice vote. Councilmember Brinkman?
Yes.
Councilmember Cole?
Yes.
Councilmember Driscoll?
Yes.
Councilmember Elrod?
Yes.
Councilmember Fay?
Yes.
Councilmember Schlachter?
Yes.
Councilmember Valdez?
Yes.
The motion carries 7-1, or, sorry. Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations, Mayor Pro Tem Valdez. Now I'd like to hand over the meeting to our new mayor, Mayor Brinkman, and to close the meeting.
Well, enjoy it. This will be your shortest meeting. We're adjourned.
All right.